Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Ronni and this is Multicultural Motherhood, the place where I talk about multicultural family life. Now today I am doing a video all about our homeschool curriculum choices for 2018 to 2019. This is actually a collaboration with Dr. Gemma Elizabeth from Our Muslim Homeschool, and if you haven't seen her channel yet, she is a wonderful homeschool mum of 3 and she has a channel where she shares lots of amazing videos that are so informative and cover a wide range of homeschool topics. She follows the Charlotte Mason homeschool philosophy, so she has so much information on her channel and also on her blog all about Charlotte Mason homeschooling, how to homeschool Muslim children, and lots of other useful information. So please do go check out her video all about her homeschool curriculum for this year, and I'm going to leave a link down below in the description box to her video. So go over and like and subscribe to her channel too. If you are coming over from Our Muslim Homeschool, then welcome. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm Ronni and I'm a homeschool mum of 4 children. I live in the southwest of England, and here on my channel you will find lots of information about homeschooling, motherhood, and also multicultural family life. I would love it if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can follow along my motherhood and homeschooling journey. So let's get started. Today I want to share with you my homeschool curriculum choices, and if you have been following my channel for some time, then you will know that our homeschool is based around the nature curriculum, exploring nature with children. We absolutely love this curriculum. It is just wonderful. We followed it for last year's school year and we are also following it again this year. If you don't know anything about exploring nature with children, I did make a video all about it, including how we use it and the reasons we use it, and I'm going to leave a link to that video down in the description box below so you can check that out if you would like more information. It actually comes as a PDF. When you purchase it, you download the PDF, and I've actually put it into 3 of these folders. We absolutely love this curriculum. We follow it all the time, and you know, the thing about it is you can actually follow it year after year, and it's just an amazing way to get your children in touch with nature and what is happening in the world around them. Now, the good thing about this curriculum is it does cover a lot of different subjects in it. For example, it covers English, science, art, and even sometimes maths. So with this one curriculum, you can actually cover a large range of school topics, and we quite often base our English and science on this curriculum. Like I said, if you want to know more information about it, then please do go check out my video where you can have a look inside and find out more about it. Most of the books that we use for our nature curriculum study are actually ones that are recommended in the curriculum itself. But another one which I really like is this one, the Bumper Book of Nature. And this is actually a book that I picked up from the library, but I loved it so much that I bought a copy for myself as well. And I bought this secondhand from Amazon. You can find them really cheaply on Amazon, just for a few pounds. And it's so beautiful. I'm going to show you inside now. So here is a quick look inside the Bumper Book of Nature. It covers a lot of different topics and it gives you lots of things to do with the children, activities to do. And also what I love about it is how it's got these double page spreads of field guides. So this one is garden birds. Here's one about butterflies. Here's one about tree identification, and I just absolutely love it. I think the pictures are absolutely beautiful. We do often use this to identify things when we are covering them in the nature curriculum, and it's just an absolutely wonderful book. Now, moving on to the core subjects, for maths we follow the Math Mammoth curriculum, and this is a curriculum that you can purchase as a book or you can download the PDF. I actually found it much better for them to be able to work on paper. Last year we tried an online curriculum called Conquer Maths, and I didn't really like that so much. I felt like the children weren't really retaining the information, and also I kind of feel like it's important to actually be practicing writing numbers and sums. So I don't feel like it's that useful all the time to just be touching the screen of the iPad. So I just think with maths, it's one of those core subjects that's really, really important to get a good grip of. And I'm finding Math Mammoth works much, much better for our family. Not only does it work better, it's also a lot cheaper than paying for a curriculum every single year. I've got bundles 1 to 3, so that will keep us each child going for 3 years. And it costs, I think, about £55–60 for those 3 books. So that is going to keep us going for a while. So this is Math Mammoth. This is what it looks like inside, and you know, it just makes it really fun. There's often little puzzles to do. My children are getting on really well with this curriculum. Moving on to English. Normally for English we just do a lot of reading, because I do believe that from reading you can learn spellings and grammar and also comprehension. I often do get the children to narrate back to me when I read them something, and that helps to develop their comprehension skills. In terms of learning to read, I really do like the Ladybird keyword books. I have tried a number of reading schemes, and in fact I have written a blog post comparing 5 different reading schemes, but I just think the Peter and Jane keyword Ladybird books are the best. I learnt to read with these when I was a child, and I really like the fact it teaches children sight words right from the beginning, as well as phonics, and also it teaches them the top 100 keywords, and those 100 keywords are the words which make up around half of all of those words that we read and write. I have actually started with this with my 3-year-old, Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons, and I wouldn't really recommend starting from the age of 3, because I started my other children when they were around 5, but my 3-year-old, for some reason, he is just very, very keen on reading. I don't know whether it's because he has 2 older siblings that know how to read, but he just seems really, really keen, and he's always picking up books and trying to read them to himself and things. So although I wouldn't recommend it, I am actually breaking with my own rules and teaching my 3-year-old to read using this book, and at the moment he knows about 5 or 6 letters, and he really, really enjoys looking at this book. I'm not covering it in so much detail as they do explain how to do it in here, just because I find it really, really repetitive, and I don't find it necessary to use all of the instructions. But yeah, we have been using it as a basis for teaching him his letters, and also we do a lot of fun activities. I don't just get him to read from the book, we do a lot of fun activities with Play-Doh and, you know, making the letters with little beads and writing in salt trays and things like that. So this book is the book that I'm using with my 3-year-old, and as you can see, all the lessons are set out really clearly, and it even tells you what you have to say to the child. But actually, I have to confess, I do not say it exactly how it is. I don't follow the lessons exactly, because I find that it's just a bit too prescriptive. But I have found the technique of putting your finger here and moving it across a really good technique to use to help children learn the letter sounds. A useful workbook is the Schofield and Sims book. As you can see, it introduces topics and then gives some exercises to do around those sounds. And I've just found it a really good way to introduce phonics particularly, and bits of grammar to the children. This year we are definitely starting to incorporate more Charlotte Mason homeschool ideas into our homeschool, just because I think Charlotte Mason had some amazing ideas and amazing ways of teaching children. She really understood how children learn, And so we've been doing copywork this year, and if you don't know what copywork is, you only have to do about 5 minutes a day, and it's about handwriting practice. So you just get the children to copy out a piece of writing. It might be a poem or a paragraph of text. Sometimes when they're really young, sometimes it's just one sentence. But the idea is that you get them to concentrate and work really hard for 5 minutes, slowly writing the letters to make it really neat. And I just find this a really good way to not only teach them handwriting, but also to help them to learn spelling and grammar as well. So what we have been doing is copying out poems, and my children absolutely love this. And to be honest, we quite often spend more than 5 minutes a day on it, because sometimes when they start a poem, they just want to finish it. They're not satisfied just doing like 1 or 2 lines a day. They just want to finish the whole poem. So what we have been using for copywork this year is this beautiful nature poetry book, and it's called I Am the Seed That Grew the Tree, and it's a nature poem for every day of the year, and it is a big book, and it's just so beautiful. The pictures are just amazing. I'll show you a look inside. So this book is what we have been using for the copywork, and as you can see, it is a beautifully set out book. The pictures are stunning. The children just love going through this book. Now, we do not follow any specific science curriculum, but our nature curriculum does bring up a lot of science topics. So quite often the science that we do is based on the nature study in the nature curriculum, exploring nature with children. But also this year we have started attending a project group where children learn about famous people, and this has been another great way to introduce science topics. So recently we learned about Thomas Edison, and that started to introduce a whole topic of electricity. So we have been studying electricity for the past couple of weeks, and I'll show you a couple of books we've been using for that. This book here, Electronics for Kids, is an absolutely brilliant book. It explains everything really clearly, and it's got some practical projects in there too. And what I like about it is you can use the same resources to build a lot of different things, and also the resources are not expensive. So this is Electronics for Kids. As you can see, it's really well set out, and it just makes the topic really fun for children. It gives you a lot of different practical activities, as well as showing you all of the equipment that you will need. So yeah, this is a really good book. Other books that we use for science are these books. Let's Read and Find Out About Science, and there are a wide range of topics that are covered in these books. They are actually American, I think, so it's sometimes can be difficult to get hold of them here, but what I normally do is go onto Amazon and get them secondhand. But yeah, I would recommend these books for any science topic that you are studying. We do have a lot of nature ones that are based on our nature curriculum, like why do leaves change colour and things about the weather, but this one we got about electricity, and it is really good. This is the Let's Read and Find Out About Science book that we have been using. It's very clearly set out, lots of bright pictures, so good for younger learners. Another set of books that I really like for science are the Magic School Bus books, and we have been looking at this one recently about the electric field trip, and it just introduces topics to children in a really fun and imaginative way, and the children find it quite amusing. And this one is the Magic School Bus book. Lots of pictures again, and it just makes the topic really interesting and fun for the children. They love looking at these books. So moving on to our history curriculum. Last year we actually followed Story of the World history curriculum. We did a lot about the Stone Ages and ancient Egypt. But this year we're trying something different. I just found that the Story of the World doesn't go into that much detail, although it's really good. I love the activity book in particular for giving really nice activities and extra reading and things to do around the topic. I didn't feel like the chapter book, the reading book that goes with it, went into that much detail. And also we're doing some topics which are not covered in book 1, in Story of the World book 1, which is the only Story of the World book that I do have. So I'm actually kind of making up my own curriculum this year, so I'm making it up as I go along. And the topics that we are covering, at the moment we've just started a topic about World War I. This year, 2018, it is the centenary of the end of World War I. So I thought this was a good chance to introduce the topic of World War I to the children, so they have an understanding of what is happening, you know, when they see everyone wearing poppies and when everyone's talking about the centenary of World War I, so that they would have an understanding of what happened and why people are talking about it. So I couldn't find any curriculum on World War I, so what I've done is just purchase a couple of books, and I'm going to show you which ones we are using. This one is the main book we are using, The Story of the First World War for Children, and this is an absolutely lovely book. It's full of bright, big pictures and also a lot of useful information. We are also using this book, but this is more for younger children. It doesn't go into that much detail, but it does introduce some of the topics with a little bit of information. I'll show you inside so you know what it looks like. This is the smaller book that we're using on World War I, and it's very bright and colourful, engaging for the children. But it's not that much detailed information, so it's really good for younger learners. But what I'm finding the best for us is this one. There is a lot more information packed into this book, and it is also really nice for children. It's set out in a really child-friendly way, and the information is presented really well. Alongside these books, we are also reading some true stories about World War I. I just think it's really good to learn history through the lives of people. So I found this book, and there are 9 chapters, and each chapter is about a different person. So I thought it would be good for the children to have an understanding about some of the key people in World War I, and that would give them a good understanding about the World War. We're going to cover this topic first, and then we are going to move on to a topic about the Romans. I did think originally that I would actually cover history in chronological order, but then I realised that it would actually take years and years to get to modern history, which is really important because if you think about what's happened in the last century, there's just so much that's happened. So I thought actually working through it in chronological order might not be the best way to do it. So we're kind of chopping and changing, like we're studying the war now, and then we're going to go back to the Romans, just because I just think it might be a slightly better way to do it. Now, our main reading book for the Romans is going to be this one, The Story of the Romans. And actually, I've been reading through this already. It is a really, really good book. It's definitely a living book. So if you follow Charlotte Mason in philosophy, then you will really like this book. It goes into a lot of depth. You can see that the author knows a lot about the Romans. The other books that we're going to be using for the Romans are actually the CGP textbooks, and I know a lot of people, particularly people that follow Charlotte Mason philosophy, don't like textbooks, but I just really like the CGP textbooks. I remember using them when I was at school and I absolutely loved them. They're really bright and colourful, and they explain the information in a really easy to understand way. Also, to go with the textbook is an activity book, which gives you lots of different activities, worksheets. You can just photocopy it if you've got more than one child doing it. So we're going to be using this as well when we study the Romans. The CGP books are really lovely. They are textbooks, so if you don't like textbooks, you might not like them, but I really like how the information is presented. They make it quite humorous sometimes, and the pictures are lovely. It's nice and bright and colourful and engaging for the children. So that is the study book, and then there is the activity book. So as you can see, lots of worksheet type activities for the children to do to get them reading and writing. Another book that I've purchased for our study of the Romans is this Classical Kids, an activity guide to life in ancient Greece and Rome. And this is basically an activity book. It gives you lots and lots of activities that I think will be really fun when we do the topic of ancient Rome. So this book is packed full of activities, all to do with ancient Greece and Rome. We won't be studying the ancient Greeks this year, so we will just be doing some of the Roman activities. But it's just packed full of things, crafts to make, to recipes to try, some sewing, lots and lots of different activities in here. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about the Islamic curriculum that we are using. We really like these Saffar Publications Islamic Studies books, and I just find them really bright and colourful and engaging for the children. They explain the information really clearly, and they also come with a workbook which has lots of worksheets and things for them to do. I believe that Gemma from Our Muslim Homeschool actually sells these on her website, so do go and check out her website if you would like to purchase some of these books. The Saffar Publications books are really beautiful. I mean, look how colourful they are. They're really nicely set out and really engaging for the children. The workbooks have lots of different activities for the children to do, and you know, I just love this kind of thing because it really takes the pressure off you to get them to come up with your own activities. It gets them to put their learning. So yeah, this is what it looks like inside. That brings me to the end of my homeschool curriculum video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to my channel to follow along my motherhood and homeschooling journey. If you are homeschooling, I would love to know what you are using in your homeschool. Are you using any of the same curriculum, or are you using different things? I would love to know what you are using. Please do leave a comment down below in the comments box, and I would love to hear about that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.